How's your love life? Not a question certainly that most people ask seriously, certainly not one that most people talk about. Why? Probably because most people's love lives aren't so hot. Our guest today is Dagmar O'Connor, who has a book called How to Put the Love Back into Making Love. And we welcome Dagmar to the noon edition. You worked with Masters and Johnson, I understand.
Yeah, I was trained by them.
How to put the love back into making love. That indicates to me that most people don't have love in their lovemaking.
Oh, I think some people do. But I think for many, they wish they had those early loving feelings. And you can really recapture those feelings. And that's one of the reasons that I put together the book, is so that people don't have to be stuck with a boring or a love life or sex life without any loving feelings in it.
And you think that does happen to a lot of people. After a few years, the spark goes away and it gets a little cooled off.
That's right. And the way we're raised in our society to be always performance-oriented and always getting an A at the total end result, I encourage people to work on the sensual feelings rather than the sexual feelings. They will come automatically.
Has the sexual revolution actually hurt sex in marriage, do you think?
Everything that comes into our society has a good and a bad with it. And what happens is that the sex revolution made people aware of that you could get help for your sexual problems and things like that, but they also set up standards. And people now start worrying about, if I don't have super orgasms, if I don't have sex 4 times a week, there's something wrong with me. So I think there are goods and bads with it. But the sexual revolution was mainly a verbal revolution. It was a media revolution.
People talk about sex now. Back when I was young, they didn't talk about it. Thought about it a lot. Talked about it in locker rooms.
Do pretty much the same thing.
Really, it really hasn't changed. Not a revolution at all, then.
A little bit. There is some more activity in young women, premarital sexual activity. But otherwise, I don't think there are that many changes. And I don't think marriages and sex lives have changed that much.
If you had the ability, what would you change most about the sex lives that you say haven't changed from this?
What I do change the most is that instead of waiting for the other person to turn you on, is that you can start turning yourself on, and that you can start working on the growth of your own feelings and your own sensitivities. And I find those are very important to do.
Is that what this means? Some questions were sent along with Dagmar's book, and one of them it says, why do you say that being a good lover means you must learn to be selfish? Is that what you mean by that?
Absolutely. I mean that 2 people together who are very good takers are very good lovers. It's, you know the expression, you can't take your hands off the other one? That is a good aspect of giving in sex. Is that when you want to touch that person because you enjoy it so much.
So by taking, you're actually giving, is what you're saying.
Absolutely, but the taking aspect is a very selfish aspect, is a very important one in sex.
Wow.
And I think in all relationships, it's when we are satisfied people that we really enjoy. And it's important to be useful as well.
It's called How to Put Love Back into Making Love. Just had a small sample of it from Dagmar O'Connor. I assume that it's probably available at local bookstores right now. Thanks for being with us. We enjoyed. Coming up, how to balance marriage, motherhood, and career after this.